Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am so delighted for you to join me for today's craft along. We are going to make this adorable little Daisy Days mini album. It is a kit from Stampin' Up that you can find in my Stampin' Up store. Super cute kit. Now, let me just kind of lay the framework for our craft along today. There are about 28 pages that we're going to be decorating using the supplies in the kit. So it's going to take a while. All right. So I am planning for this craft along to last roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours. So make sure have your drink, have some hydration, have plenty of adhesives. I am using multi-purpose liquid glue and dimensionals, so make sure you have plenty of those on hand. Now, you do not have to use dimensionals if you want all your pieces to be flat. You can totally adhere them flat. I just liked a little pop here and there, and so I'm using dimensionals. Also too, like I said, we may work at different paces, and that's totally okay. You can start and stop this video as much as you want. It will be available on my YouTube channel for you to craft at your own leisure. Please do not feel you need to be rushed. I may work faster, I may work slower than you. I know some of you have already told me you have prepped and punched out the laser cuts. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that with you today, so I may work a little bit slower. So you're welcome. If you need to hop off for a while and come back, you're welcome to do that. I want you to view this time as we're just hanging out together online and just having fun crafting. All right, so it's just going to be a really chill afternoon, and I will be emailing the replay of this video. Now, there is a tutorial in my PDF store. So if you didn't get a chance to get the craft along kit, which included the tutorial, I do have this for $15, and it just kind of goes through each of the pages in the kit and how I decorated them. And I am going to kind of explain how I came up with my designs for my particular Daisy Days mini album. So I ordered the kit and I got it. I opened it. It was super cute, adorable. I'm looking at all these little laser sheets of laser cuts, and I went, that's a lot of laser cuts. So I put it in a drawer for a while because it was a little overwhelming for me, but I knew I wanted to do it for this craft along. So I pulled it back out and I was like, okay, how can I make this functional? How can I put these designs together? This is the type of kit you can do however you want. You can customize it. There is no right or wrong way to do it. It's up to you. I have seen it done in so many ways, and I'm just going to share with you the way that I did it. So if you're not ready to put yours together and you just want to look at the designs, you're welcome to do that. And then you may decide that you want to change things up, and you can certainly do that. So I really hope that you enjoy putting this kit together. Now, if you don't have the Daisy Days mini album kit, you can buy it from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to provide the code for you so that you know what you're looking for here, so you know what item number. It is $32 US dollars in the Stampin' Up store. So if you want to go grab that kit, and then you could, when it comes in, you can come back and watch this video and put yours together. Now, if you ordered the project kit from me, I included obviously your Daisy Days mini album kit that I got from Stampin' Up, but I also included for you just a card pack because there are going to be some extra pieces that we'll be using. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down once so we can get started on today's project, but also too, so I can show you these cards. So as I said, you got the kit. You also too, you got the card pack to make these really just very, very simple cards using extra pieces. Now, I did foil some sentiments for you and sent those your way. Luckily, Stampin' Up, they allow me to do that. Normally you can't send stamped images, but they consider foiling as a die. And so I was able to send those really beautiful foiled sentiments to you. And so those are just 5 ways that you can use those extra pieces and just some simple basic white cardstock and maybe some background pieces to make 5 really simple cards. Now, we're not going to have time to make the cards, but they're super simple, especially if you got the kit. Now, in the tutorial, I do include the cards so that if you purchase the tutorial or you purchased it already, you will have those quick measurements and pictures of how I made those cards. There is also too some photo mats in the tutorial that you can print out and you can print them on like a lightweight cardstock. Now, I will tell you, our thick, basic white cardstock is too thick, so you want to use something thinner than that. All right, so you can find the link to the tutorial here in the video description if you want to do that. Now, in your prep packet, those who got the kit from me, I did include just some printed photo mats for you, and your homework was to cut them out. That's all I needed you to do today. So hopefully you got a chance to do that. If not, don't worry about it. Or maybe, I know some of you already had your pictures printed. All right, so let me go ahead and share with you what the kit or the mini album looks like, the way that I decorated it. Now, I am looking to see if she is on here. I don't know. She may be on here. So my cover looks a little bit different than I have shown you in the past, and different than what the tutorial cover looks like if you purchased the tutorial or you had it emailed as part of your kit purchase. My new friend, Maria, and Maria, I do not, and I forgot to ask you how you say your last name. So if you hop on, if you would please phonetically spell it out in the chat for us, that would be amazing. She shared with me how she decorated the front of hers, and she used extra pieces after getting her other laser cuts prepped. And this is how she decorated her front of her mini album. So I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was adorable. I have since updated the tutorial. So if you click on the link, you'll notice the first 2 pages are a little bit different. So if you just want to reprint those 2 pages, you could do that and know how to change up that cover a little bit. Now these leaves are actually the back of the laser cuts that are actually multicolored check pattern. So all she did was just use the white side of them, and I thought that was a really great tip. So all right, let's go ahead and get into it. So if you have your kit, your Daisy Days kit, we're going to pull it out of the box, and we're going to take all the components out. And so you're going to have here the instructions. Now the instructions are, it's just ideas, random idea, or not random, I shouldn't say that. Designers actually came up with these. Stampin' Up! Provides you some starting ideas. This may be a better way to say it. You can, like I said, this can be yours, however you want to. Add your own personal touch to it. Now grab out your packet. This has all of your pages and all the laser cuts. So get that out. We're going to separate that first, and then take out your album. So let's go ahead. Like I said, I am doing this with you, opening it up with you. And it does have a protective thing here, cardboard in the middle. Oh, look at that. We also, too, we got some adhesives there. That's awesome. I forgot that came with it. All right, so there is some tear and tape, and there are some dimensionals and glue dots. I'm going to use mine. I just prefer using mine for this, but this is a 2-ring binder. So right now, just set your album aside because we need to first separate everything. Now, I will tell you, by the end of today, if you design it exactly like I designed mine, you will still have a lot of extra pieces that you can keep going and designing or use them in other projects. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get all our goodies out. And so you're going to have pages. They're roughly, I don't know, 6 1/4 by 6. So let's go ahead and put all of those to the side. So we'll make one pile for our pages, and we'll make another pile for our laser cuts. And there is an acetate. There's a couple of acetate sheets in there. So we're just going to separate. Now, some of these you will have extras, and that is what I used to make the cards. And this is a pocket, a couple of pockets. So while I am doing this, I would love to know, how are you planning on using your mini album? Do you have, like, especially in mind, a gift for somebody? Are you going to be doing this with your kids or grandkids? I think this would be a fun project. I love that it's no stamping, because then you can easily do it with kids, especially older kids. All right, I think we got it. There are so many laser cuts, tons and tons and tons of laser cuts. All right, literally, it's just a stack, a huge stack of laser cuts. That's why I was a little intimidated, but that's okay. All right, and so what I did is I looked at this because as you can see, there are so many patterns. It's like, how do we put this all together? So what I started doing is I noticed that on the inside, a lot of them had a band. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just gonna match up the bands, have them coordinate, and that's how I'll start. So that's what I did is I kind of started here and I did the notebook. So I'm gonna go on ahead, let's grab, if you wanna do it just like me, grab your notebook pages. Let's find those first. It gets easier as we go along, I promise. The first few take a while because I'm looking for them. Let's see, there's the other notebooks. So we're gonna have our notebooks go together. So as you see, I've got here my rainbow paint swashes, and then I have my 2 notebooks. So I'm gonna put that aside. And then next, on the back of that, we have the daisy. So we're gonna find the matching piece that goes to that. And luckily we found it right away. So those 2 go together right there. Then we're gonna keep matching. So we're gonna find the other piece. Here we go, we got those 2 right there. I'm trying to stay in view, but also too, trying to find everything. All right, so then we're gonna keep going. And again, we're gonna match up those. Here we go. So these 2 match up. All right, so now we have these little light yellow daisies. So I'm gonna match that up with the corresponding page for that, which is right here. And then we're gonna find the little rainbow edge pieces. Okay, so this one looks a little bit different. The insides match, and then we've got kind of a petal pink on one side, and then there's little petal pink dots on the other. So if we keep going, then we're gonna match this up, find that kind of peachy edge. And it's got stripes on it. I'm looking at your comments. Somebody says they're gonna do it for a gift. Somebody's gonna take it, like bring a couple, get a couple to bring on the cruise and do with her daughter. Awesome, yes, Susan, yes. That would be a great thing to bring. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm missing something. This one's a little bit different. Now this is one page where I didn't have an exact match, so I gotta find the orange stripe or orange diagonal. Let's see, here we go. So this is a rainbow stripe and an orange diagonal. Then we're gonna match up the greens. We're gonna do the green pieces. So here we've got the green edges. And then we're gonna match up our kind of green, light green gingham. And then we have these 2 that coordinate right here. Let's see, let me go, let me look. Okay, now this one again was a little bit different. This is gonna be a polka dot pink and then just kind of a light pink. And then our last set is probably my favorite, and that is these beautiful daisies. And then you have on the back, you're gonna finish with your blue daisies. So now that we have everything together, we're gonna go ahead and put them all into our mini album. Now I'm gonna hold off on the acetate sheets for just a moment because I wanna make sure that our glue is going to be well dried before we add in those adhesive sheets. Otherwise, it will make a gunky mess on that plastic. I don't want that to happen to you. All right, so now that we have all of our pages in, we're going to start decorating. So let's go back to the beginning. And like I said, we will be adding at the end, we will come back and add this acetate sheet. So just keep it off to the side for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop out of our laser cuts. And this is where it gets a lot of fun. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to pop them out ahead of time or if I just wanted to do them here on the fly. So we're just going to do them on the fly here. So I'm going to put this up here. We're going to look for all of these elements. We're going to want to look for this frame. And we're also too, while we're looking, we're going to look for the summer, and we're going to look for the numbers. Here's the numbers page. There's the summer page. There is right here. Here's our frame. And then we want to look for the sun. Now there's different suns on there. This one's kind of a larger one. Oops, I'm going to take out my pockets. I'm going to keep that separate. Okay, so I think that is the sun that I use. So the one with the really big blue daisy, that's the sun you want to pop out of that page. And then we're going to, hopefully it's nearby. Yes, it is. We're going to take out our flip-flops. So that is our first page right there. And then, oops, I actually pulled two of them. I only needed one. Okay, so now we're going to pop out the numbers. Now, if you don't want to add a year, you don't have to. You can leave it blank. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out 2026. And you're also you're going to do the summer. Now this is in different languages. So I'm going to pull out the summer in the English. And then what else? I'm going to grab a 2x3 photo mat. Okay, let's go on ahead. Let's start decorating. So I'm going to glue my 2x3 photo mat. Now, if you already have your images, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to try to stay in frame here. And we're just going to add that so we have a really pretty frame. And then I'm going to glue it at an angle. There. And then I'm going to take my sun. My sun is just going to be over here in the top corner. Then the summer, I'm just going to add just a little dab of glue along the edge here. And I'm just going to have it going across. Now the numbers are not easy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. These are a little tough. I'm going to have to get my glasses for this. And I have somehow misplaced my fine tip glue. And so I'm just going to have to try to really carefully dab tiny bits of glue here. And then I'm going to try to position this, and I'm going to have it kind of off here, starting with my light blue. This is why I want to wait to add my acetate sheet, because I want this glue to thoroughly dry so it doesn't ruin my acetate piece. That's what I'm saying. If you don't want the numbers, you can skip this part. It's a little bit challenging. And Jean says that you're going to make a scrapbook album for your granddaughter or grandchildren's fun that they had this summer. That's cool. Yeah, I think this is just such a bright and cheery kit that you could do summer, you could do just really any kind of day memories. It's kind of a good all occasion one. All right, so we got page number 1 done. All right, it goes a little bit. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Flip-flops, got to have our flip-flops. So flip-flops are going to go on with dimensionals. If you want them flat, you can you certainly keep them flat. And so let's add this in the corner right here. All right, there is page 1. Okay, so now we're going to go to page 2. And this is we're going to grab a few things here. We're going to go back and we're looking for these daisies. I don't even think I need that one. I don't think I need that. We're looking for the small, medium, and large daisy. We're looking for a green border. We're looking for green leaves, and we're looking for this yellow band. Here's the daisy. So on that big blue daisy page, pop out this daisy. You have 2 of them, but that's going to be for extra. Here are our other 2 daisies right here. The one with the kind of teal looking daisies, that's where you can find your medium and your small daisy. Okay, I need to be looking for, oh, there is the green check border on the one with these 3 different borders. Now I'm looking for leaves. I need several leaves. Okay, and now I need to see which ones did I use. That is not the one. I think it's on this page. So go ahead, pull out this page. I use this leaf right here. So you're looking for the ones that have the yellow check leaves. So yes, that's the one I used there. Then I think I used this one here. Yep, maybe not. Yeah, that is the one I used. Okay, and then we have one here. That's the one I used over here. At least it's close enough. And then the one that has these pink ones, you can go ahead, and I think I used this one right here in the middle. And I think we will have all our pieces. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, unfortunately, my screen is not big enough to house everything in one spot. So we are going to, oh, I did not grab the yellow. Let's look for that yellow. See where that's hiding. I probably passed right by it. All my things are starting to fall apart. Let's see. Where was that? I probably went right by it, didn't I? There it is. It's on this page right here with the big yellow or big white daisies on the yellow background. So go ahead and pull out that yellow check piece. Okay, so let's start here in the lower right corner, and we're going to glue down. We're going to glue this down in the lower right corner. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this piece here on the far left page, just along as a border. Take the green gingham. And I'm just going to have it run along the edge. The nice thing is it's exactly the same length as my page. All right, so we've got those 2 in position. Now going ahead, we're going to grab this long leaf, and I'm just going to place them for right now just to get a positioning where I think I want them. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to glue the leaves flat and then pop up my daisies. So this is going to go right here. And you know what, guys? I forgot something. So we need to go ahead and grab the 3x4, and we need to grab that large yellow frame. It was hiding in the background. So go on ahead, pop out that large yellow frame and a 3x4. Let's grab that from your photo mats. So I'm going to glue my photo mat on to my pretty yellow frame here. And then I'm going to glue this on. And hopefully I can sneak this under here real quick before it totally dries. And I'm just going to just put it on the page right there. All right, we did okay. Do a little repair job, and then we're back in business. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and glue the leaf, the other leaf, on the other end. And then I'm gonna take my medium daisy and I'm gonna pop it with dimensionals. And I'm gonna put the first one here. And then I'm gonna take the smaller daisy and I'm just gonna pop it right on top. Okay, so that page is done, ready to go. So let's go ahead, let's concentrate on this page. So we're gonna do a similar thing. We're gonna figure out kind of, you know what, on this one, because this is not as long, I'm just gonna pop up the large daisy in the corner and then I'm gonna sneak under, I'm gonna tuck under those leaves. I think that will be easier to work with. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put this in the lower right corner. And then I'm gonna take this sleeve and I'm just gonna glue it flat in the upper right, and then I'm gonna put the other one in the lower left. All right, just gonna go ahead, lift this up a little bit and tuck this under. Okay, there we go, guys. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna go to this one. So let's pull out 2 of the 2x3 photo mats. So we got 2x3 photo mats. We're gonna look for both of these. We're gonna look for the summertime, and then we're gonna look for this kind of blue label there. And I'm just looking over here on my side table. I think that's gonna be a little easier for me than trying to bring them all into the frame. So we're gonna grab that. And we're gonna grab these 2. And then I think all I have left is just the summertime. Okay, and the summertime one is on this one with all the different colored sentiments, and I'm going to choose the one in English. I'm going to pop that out, summertime. Now it is a very long one, so just kind of take a little care when you're popping it out so you don't tear it. All right, I think we have everything. All right, so let's put this together. We're going to open it up to our Pretty Daisy page. And we're just going to have our 2x3 photo mats. We're just going to put them at angles like this. If you want to stack them differently, you can. One going that way. And I'm going to have the other one just overlapping just a little bit. Okay, so that's what the left looks like. And now we're going to do the right. So we're going to start off, we're going to add our frame first here on the right, and it's going to be flat. And I'm going to have it pretty far over to the right because I need to allow plenty of room for my 2 blue daisies to fit. So now what I'm going to do for my 2 blue daisies is I'm just going to use dimensionals only on the flower parts. I'm not going to put any on the leaves. I'm going to have my leaves go flat. And the reason why is I want to be able to glue my summertime across it, but I'm going to need it flat. So I'm just going to use dimensionals here at the and if you want, you can like just maybe add a dimensional if you want on the leaf, if you just want to keep it from flopping around. But I'm going to leave the stem. I want the stem to be able to lay flat. Same thing for my smaller blue daisy. And again, I may add just a little mini dimensional here just to kind of keep it stable. And then we're going to have it going kind of crisscross right here. And then we're going to glue the summertime just here at the bottom. And then what that's going to do is that's going to push down that stem of both of my daisies and keep it. Somebody's telling me 911 order the fine tip. Oh my gosh, I know. I have it somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. So anyway, all right, I'm just going to take a moment here. I'm going to give y'all a chance to catch up. I'm going to check your comments. I'm looking at Tamara. Tamara says, I think I'm going to use the album to put some of the pictures I've taken since moving to Florida. It's been 3 years. It's time. Oh, that would be wonderful. Florida is just sunshine, right? That would be awesome. Okay. Now, let's go on ahead. Let's go to this one. Now, this one is going to be using one of our pockets. So let's find that pocket. This blue daisy one. We're going to put it together. We're going to use a 2x3 photo mat. That's just going to go right there on the pocket. Then we've got 2 pink daisies. Now these are kind of smaller ones. There is a bigger one, so just kind of take note. That's one of the bigger ones. We actually want the medium and the small. So grab the medium and the small. Okay, I'm having a little tough time finding these. I know they're here. What I just did is I separated my sentiments because they're kind of like confusing me. So I have a pile of sentiments in one section, and then I have all these others in the other section. I see, let's see, Anita, Jane, and Liz. Awesome. The sisters and sister-in-laws crafting together. Love it. All right, here they go. Here they are. Okay, so there's that small one. So look for the one with the pink and the green leaves, and you're going to pop out the small one there. And then that medium one is on this page with the yellow check leaves. So that's a little bit easier to find. And then somewhere in here, you have a sheet with some rainbow color leaves. Go on ahead and pop out 2 of these leaves here, just single leaves. We're going to take 2 of them. I don't really know that it matters too much. They're pretty similar. All right, then on this page, we're going to look for this frame or this one section. It's got the different colored daisies on it. Here we go. Here it is. It's the one with those borders. Remember that green border we pulled out? It's on that sheet right there. So go ahead and pull that out. Grab a 4x4 photo mat. Then we're going to look for the sentiment that says enjoy the everyday. And that's going to be on the same sheet that we grabbed the summertime from. So we're going to pop that out. Then now we want this daisy, this hot pink daisy right here. This is that size that I showed you earlier. Then the last thing we're going to need is a leaf. And I want to say it is this one right here, the one with the pink polka dots. We're going to grab this one right here in the corner. And then I think we have everything. All right, so I'm going to grab these, put these together. Let's grab our pocket. Let's start with that first. So what we're going to do is you're going to flip it to where you have kind of the V at the top. And then we're going to fold in the left. Oh, it's Jane's birthday. Yay. Wait, Liz. It's Liz's birthday. We are celebrating my B-Day is today. Oh, happy birthday. Okay, so go on ahead, take your little tab here on the side and then the one on the bottom. Just fold them in, give them a good burnish. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some adhesive here. You can either use your tear and tape or you can use multi-purpose liquid glue. I think I'm going to use my tear and tape. So let's go ahead. We're going to add that right there along each of those edges. Okay, so going ahead, we're going to fold this closed to make our pocket. Press down really well. And then we're going to take our 2x3 photo mat and we're going to glue it right here on top. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our two flowers, our small and our medium flower, and I'm going to pop them up with dimensionals. I'm just going to put a dimensional in the center, and then we're going to just glue it right here in the corner. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the other one on top. You know what? I need a mini dimensional for that one. All right, so let's go ahead. We're just going to put that right there. Sneak that in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck under my leaves and glue both of those in. And I'm going to glue the leaves flat. And I may be using different leaves than I used in my sample, but it's going to all work out fine. All right, so there we go. I'm going to set that aside, let all that glue adhere up, and while I work on this page. So we are going, let's flip our page, and then we're going to glue our flowers in the upper left corner here. That's that panel. Let's go ahead and grab that frame panel, and that's just going to come up here. Now I have mine 2 dots over and 2 dots down. So if that helps you position it, that's where I have mine. So I'm just going to basically put it right there in that corner. And then I'm going to glue my 4x4 right here, kind of more towards bottom left a little bit. It's not quite centered. And again, I have 2 from the right and 2 from the bottom, if that helps you position it. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop up our larger hot pink flower, and that is going to go just here in the corner, the bottom corner. And then I'm gonna glue my leaf. I'm gonna have it going flat. I'm just gonna tuck it underneath, sneak it underneath that flower. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is this gonna be kind of half and half. I'm gonna add a dimensional on one end, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the other end of the Enjoy the Everyday. And the reason why is I'm gonna have it overhang just a little bit. So right here on the little side that's got that little tip there, I'm gonna add just a little bit of glue. That is what's gonna hold on to my daisy flower. And then the other side's just gonna hang off the edge, held up with the dimensional. And then we're gonna come back and let's go ahead and glue on. We have one more thing, guys. Hold up. I forgot. I wanted to tie in the flowers. So grab that little border strip right there that's got the daisies. There's all these little hidden things. All right, so it's gonna be on this page with that really large rainbow panel. So go ahead and pop that out. And that is gonna get glued. Before we glue on our pocket, let's go ahead and glue on our border here on the left. There's all kinds of little hidden things in here, little elements from the laser cuts that get used that hopefully I don't miss any and I catch them in time. If you see me and I haven't pulled it out, please say, hey, put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know what I'm missing if you see it. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and add on our pocket. And I'm just gonna put a good amount of glue here on the back. And I am gonna leave it so the pocket can still be closed. I don't want any glue on there. So I'm just going to pretty much have it go almost to the bottom. It's like one little line here at the bottom. And there we go, guys. That is our next set of pages. I do, yes. Noreen is asking on the PDF, do I provide the page of photo mats? I do. That is part of it. There is also 2 just quick pictures and instructions for making the 5 bonus cards with your extra pieces. You'll just need to provide your own cardstock. All right, so now we're going to work on this page. So let's pull out a 4x4 photo mat. And you can print the photo mats on regular paper if you want. I just choose to use a little bit thicker cardstock. I think just, you know, a lot of times you can find them at an office supply store. And so I use that rather than the Stampin' Up stuff since I know it's just temporary. All right, so then we're going to grab the smalls or the smiles sentiment. And that is going to be on this page right here. Then we're going to grab, we have a really large blue daisy, and then we have a medium blue. See, our sheets are starting to become less and less each time, each page. So there is our medium. Is there anything else? You know what? While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and grab these 2 butterflies. That's the 2 butterflies on this page. So go ahead and pop those out as well while you're here. Save us a little bit of time. Then what else am I looking? I'm looking for the large daisy. Oh, also too, you're going to want to grab from this sheet. Let's grab this. This is that really long green leaf. We're going to need 2 of those. So as you see them, go ahead and pop them out. And here is that really large daisy right here. And then We're gonna also too, is we're going to pop out this piece right. No, I don't know if that's the right one. Is that, nope. Yeah, that is the one. That is the one right there. So go on ahead, the one with the yellow flower, the daisy, go on ahead and pop out that notebook page. It's gonna have the little blue daisy in the corner. We're gonna cover it with a butterfly. All right, what else am I looking for? I'm looking for 2 leaves. Okay, that is, I think, this leaf here. So go ahead and pop that out. That's the one with the rainbow daisy. So pop that one out. And I think that's all the ones I need for that page. I am looking for the leaf for this page. And I bet this is the one right here. So with the 2 rainbow leaves there, go on ahead and pop out that right there. All right, I think we have everything. So let me go ahead and grab all my stuff, put it in a pile together. Okay, so we got that for that page. Then we have these for this page. All right, I think that's it. Okay, let's go ahead, turn our page here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna first do our photo mat, and that is gonna be, it's gonna be roughly about 2 rows on the top, 2 rows on the bottom, and about 2 rows here on the left side. Just generally, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, 2, 2, and 2, right? So that's what I said, roughly. Okay, so we're gonna put the 4x4 photo mat there. We're gonna put our smiles here. Now, if you are planning to come back and add photos, you may want to just do a light tack for all of these images, laser cuts that we're putting over. That way you can lift them up. Now, another thing is, and I can't think of what it's called. It's not Goo Gone, it's something else. It's called something else, and I can't think of it, but I use it sometimes to break the adhesive to be able to lift things up. And if anybody can think of it, if you want to throw it in the chat, it kind of smells like gasoline, if y'all know what I mean. So we're going to pop up the blue daisy right here. You do want to be careful though and wash your hands right after you use it because it is a chemical. Okay, so I'm going to put this here in the lower left corner. And then we're just gonna pop, now that's just popped up with dimensionals, and then I'm just gonna sneak the leaf right here under the left. And I'm gonna glue it flat. Okay, all right, we've done the left page, so let's go ahead and do the right page. Now for this page, I'm gonna take my photo or my notebook piece, and I'm gonna put it here in the lower right corner. And that is going to go right here, kind of an equal border on each side here in the corner. And then I'm going to come back in a little bit and I'm going to put a butterfly over that. But for now, what I want to do is I'm going to pop up this beautiful blue daisy right here. And it's going to use probably, well, I'm going to have to go to another sheet of dimensionals. I'll come back and I'll use those scraps along the edge later. But I just want to go on ahead and use my regular round dimensionals for now. And it's going to take quite a few on this one. Okay, so we're going to put this, that may not be exactly how I'd had it before, but there we go. We're going to do this in the upper left corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this under right here, and I'm going to have my leaf going flat right there, and then I'm going to tuck in the other leaf right there. Now, if it's a little too long, you can always just pinch off a section of the stem so that it will fit nicely under there. And we're just going to glue those flat. This would be a great place to adding a little bit of journaling note. go ahead. It's called undo, U-N-D-U, I think dash D-U. That is the stuff that I use to break adhesive to remove things off of my projects when they get stuck. But like I said, it is a chemical. It smells horrible, but it does dissipate. And but you do want to make sure and wash your hands after you use it. All right, so I'm going to add, I want to tie in the orange on this side. And I thought these butterflies would be the perfect way to do it, so it's all cohesive. And so I'm going to pop these up with dimensionals. And I'm going to have one flying here one way, and then the other one is going to cover that blue daisy in the lower right corner. We're going to put that. So I'm going to position it perfectly over that blue daisy. So there we go, guys. That is our double page right there. All right, so let's go to our pages here. I think we're maybe roughly about halfway done, I think. And for this one, we're going to work with the watermelon. So grab your watermelon pieces. The watermelon pieces is this one right here with the strawberries. And then let's see, I have that. We're going to look for that green label. That is the one with all these little borders. And actually I need one of the borders while I'm here. So grab the green. That's the journaling label. And then we're going to take this little pink check and we are going to take that off. And I believe that's all I need from this page. So I'm going to put that there. And what else? Okay, from this page, I'm actually going to take both of the watermelon wedges here, the half slices. One's going to go there. One's going to go over on this side. I'm going to take both of these. So basically we're using kind of, I think, all the watermelon pieces. Well, not all of them, because I think we have 2 pages of this. Okay, so I have that. I have that. I need the good times and then 2 photo mats, a 3x4 and a 2x3. So I need the 2x3, 3x4. And then I think all I have left is good times. And then I'm looking for this little daisy here. That is that pink check. And it is right here. It's got an orange dot, and then you're going to take the one, you want the pink check one. So that's going to go tucked behind the watermelon there, and then good times. That's all I'm lacking. It is green. Oh, there it is. So it's got the one with the 2 rainbow daisies there. Let's go ahead and grab that good time sentiment from this paper. And I think we have everything we need. All right, so let's work with the left side. So this is what it looks like on both sides. I am going to basically, I'm just going to glue that pretty much right there in the middle on the left side. And then I'm going to glue the journaling piece right here in the center. And you know what? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold that up. Take that off. I forgot. I wanted to put this in the lower corner. So let's go ahead. We're going to glue this pink check daisy in the lower left corner. Now we can glue on our journaling piece right there. Okay, so let's go ahead, put that on the center. It just overlaps a little bit. If you didn't get it, you can put it on afterwards. I just want to kind of have it tucked under a little bit. Okay, all right. Now what we're gonna do is, last thing we're gonna do for this page is pop up our watermelon here in the corner with dimensionals. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna work on this side. And for this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 3x4, we're gonna go ahead and glue it down, but we wanna make sure that we allow some room here on the left so we don't get too close to our things right there. Okay, so let's have it here, but make sure we leave a little bit of space. We can glue down right here on the left, glue down that pink check border. And it is a little bit longer than the 3x4, but that's okay. It still looks really cute. It's just a fun little accent. Now we're going to take our 2x3 photo mat. We're going to actually have it going horizontal. So we're going to have it going right here in the lower right corner. All right, now we're going to add the good times right here at the top. And then we're going to add on our watermelons. And guys, I'm going to need to take a little water break here after this. Oh, I did not glue that on well. I'll use my undo later and I will fix that, make it pretty again. I got that a little bit crooked. Actually, I got that really crooked. All right, so take the watermelon here and pop that up here in the corner. Then we're going to take the half of the watermelon, and we're going to pop it up with dimensionals as well. And I'm just going to have it go right here where the two photo frames intersect. I'm going to put it right there. And then for this last watermelon slice, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional at the top. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue along the rounded part for it to stabilize on my other piece of watermelon. And we're just going to have it going like that. All right, guys, so that finishes up that 2-page spread right there. All right, I need to take a little bit of a water break. So if you want to take a little break too, say give me about a minute. Let me get cleaned up because I got dimensional backings everywhere. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do, let's work on this 2 pages here. So we're going to grab this rainbow. Is it getting a little bit easier to find the pieces? We don't have as many to go through anymore. I'm telling you, when I opened this, I was like, those are so many pieces. All right, so let's go ahead and pop that out. Let me see if there's anything else. Nope, nothing on that one. Then I need this one. So you're going to grab this piece of notebook paper, and we're going to do very much like we did before, and we're going to be covering up the corner with the flowers. So go on ahead and find the flowers. Now, let's see, those flowers are actually from this piece here. So I'm going to take this one. Now there are different varieties. There's quite a few. I'm going to take the one that has the 2 blues and the yellow. That's going to be right there. Then I'm going to take the one here in the corner That's got the blue, the orange, and the pink right there. And then I'm going to look for these 3 flowers, an orange, a blue, and a pink. Okay, I found the pink. I got the pink right there. That's on this paper. Okay, I found the orange. I'm on the hunt for the blue. Let me see if I can find the blue. There it is. It is on this one that has the yellow gingham. So go ahead and pull that. Then let's find the making memories. And that is going to be on this one. It's got different suns at the top. So go ahead and pop out that making memories. And then we also need to grab this blue daisy piece. That's going to be your long border. So go ahead and pop that out. And then you're going to need two 2x3 photo mats. All right, we're just only a couple pieces left on that one. One, two. All right, so let me go on ahead. Do I have everything for this? I do. I've got those. I've got all these pieces, all my little flowers. Okay, let's start decorating. So we're just gonna take, and again, I think I've got three dots down, 3 on the side, 3 from the bottom, and I'm just gonna put it right there, and I'm gonna glue it on the left side. So 3, 3, and 3. And then I'm going to take, and I'm just going to glue this to the right there. And that's that piece that's got the little daisies there in the corner. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals in the upper left. And then the other piece is going to go in the upper or in the lower right to cover up those smaller daisies on our notebook piece. Let's put this here. All right, guys. All right, so we've got the left page done. Let's go ahead and work on the right. For the right, we've got our 2x3 photo mats. So we're just going to kind of position them kind of right there on the page. And you know what? I take that back. Before we do that, let's go ahead and add on our border. That way we know where to put our photo mats. So go ahead and put your blue and white daisy border. And guys, while we're putting this page together, tell me, what was the highlight of your summer? If you have already done traveling, or if you're still getting ready to go on a trip, I would love to know, what are you looking forward to doing in this last week of August? Or if you did a trip earlier. We went to Disneyland in July. My husband had a business conference there. Excuse me. And so we kind of just made it a family trip. It was nice to spend time with our 2 boys. They're young adults. They love Disney, though. They still love Disney. Okay, there we go. All right, so go ahead, take your making memories, and that's just going to go here in the lower left of the photo mat. And then, oh, I forgot the leaves. I need to find the 2 green leaves. And so it's going to come off this page with our rainbow leaves. So let's go ahead and pull those 2 right there. All right, so I'm going to, where did I hide? Where are they hiding? Here we go. Okay, so we've got our 3 flowers here, and each of these is going to be popped up with a mini dimensional. I think that will work best. Susan had a daughter's wedding reception in Tennessee after getting married at home late August in Colorado. Oh, awesome. So we're going to put this right here, and sunrise. I know that Jana, yeah, you just had a fun adventure. Like what, last weekend? Got to, yeah, the sunrise Saturday. Yeah, I saw pictures of that. That was gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of cluster them here in the upper left. And let's see, tuck that under there. And then I'm gonna glue my 2 leaves on flat. So I'm just gonna tuck that under there. All right. Okay, I think we're done. That is it. That is our 2 pages right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn to this page right here. And this one, this is what I call my peach one, the peach spread. All right, so there are several items to pick out. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find, it's kind of a large and kind of a medium orange polka dot daisy. I know it kind of blends into the background. It's just a little pop of fun there in the back. Then we're going to look for these 2 yellow flowers, kind of a small and a medium. I found the small. It's going to go there. No borders this time. Okay, so as you find the peaches, go on ahead and start popping them out. That goes to that page. That one goes to this page. And there, right here. Oh, there is that orange, that large orange one, along with my medium one. So that goes there. That one goes here. That's going to be for the other page here. And then I'm also too, let's go ahead. We're going to add that petal pink one. We're going to use that flower as well. I think that's it for that one. Let's see. Got my peaches. And then you're going to take these 2 peaches right here, the large peach, and then you're going to take the other peach wedge, slice there. I think I need just one more right there. And then I need a leaf. Okay, I don't know. Yep, that is the leaf I used. Awesome. One more piece, and then we're ready to put it together. I'm looking for that orange dot one. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, I think I have everything. Then we also, oh wait, no, we're gonna need this piece, this square. Grab the peach or the orange square. And that is going to be off of this piece. Remember that piece that we grabbed, that big rainbow frame? You're going to take your orange piece. And then if you want to, and I may come back and do this later, you can take the letters hello and just put that across the middle there. I think for the time purpose, I'm just gonna skip that part, but that is a little accent that you can add to that orange piece. And then I think that's it. Oh, I need two 2x3 photo frames. So we're gonna take 1 and 2. And then we're gonna grab all of our pieces here. That's for that side. And then this one for this side. All right, so I'm gonna show them to you again so you can see what they look like. And then we're gonna start putting them together. Okay, so we're gonna start off, we wanna first put on this really large orange piece in the upper, kind of upper left corner. And I'm gonna glue it flat. And then I'm gonna put my orange piece right here. I'm gonna put it on a diagonal and just have it right here in the middle of the page. And again, it's also gonna be flat. I just think it makes a really nice backdrop. If you wanna use your letters from your pack, you can do that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the yellow flower and I'm gonna pop it up with the dimensional, the yellow daisy. It's gonna go here. And then I'm gonna tuck under the flower. I'm just gonna sneak it under there. I may just trim off just a little bit of the stem so it fits better. Have that there. Then I'm gonna pop up this peach right here in the lower right with dimensionals. And we're gonna have that right there. Okay, so we have that page done. Again, if you want, you can use your letters and you can add a really cute little hello or something like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and go to the right side. And for this, we're going to take our photo mats and we're gonna have them going horizontally. And so we're gonna have one up here. Actually, let's start with the lower part so I can get everything positioned. So I'm gonna kind of put it in the lower left here. And I'm about 3 lines over and maybe an inch or so up. And then I'm just going to position the other piece, the other photo mat. And it is about 4 lines over. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And roughly about an inch or so down. It may be a little bit more than that. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna start with our orange polka dot piece, and that is gonna go over here in the upper left of the page. I'm looking at, let's see, only glue down the part that is on the background so you can tuck your photo under. Yes, that's a great tip. Very great tip. Okay, so I am gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna put this in the upper left corner. And then I'm going to pop up my yellow daisy right here. And for this one, I am probably going to use some mini dimensionals just to keep those positioned up. Yes, and you can also too, a lot of times what I'll do is if I am kind of like working on something and maybe I'm not ready to kind of fully adhere it down, I will just use like a really light tack on my Stampin' Seal so that I can come back later and it's easier to remove. Okay, so we're gonna put this right here. And then we're gonna come back with our pink flower and we're gonna pop it up right here next to our yellow flower. And I think I'll just use 1 dimensional for this. It's pretty small. That right there. Then I'm going to come here in the lower corner and I'm going to pop up the large peach. And I'm just going to have it a little bit at an angle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to have, and I want to show this to you. Both of these are popped out with dimensionals, but only on the ends, only on the right ends. The rest is going to actually adhere. The overhang is going to adhere on the peach. And I totally just did it backwards. Oh my goodness, Deborah. Think what you're doing. Okay. All right. Dimensional on the right end, overhang with a little bit of glue. Yes, Danielle, that's the way I felt. There's so many pieces in this kit. It was actually a little bit intimidating when I first opened it, but you get so much in the kit, and there's still leftovers that I have to use that I can use on other things. Okay, so then I'm going to have them kind of overlap like that a little bit. And there we go, guys. Like I said, I didn't do the hello. If you want to, you can add that in later. Just for the sake of time, I was going to skip that. Okay, let's go ahead and turn to the rainbow page. Now, the rainbow page does have another acetate sheet, but I asked you to hold off on that just to give your glue plenty of time to dry so that it doesn't mess up your acetate sheet. All right, so for this one, we're going to grab a 4x4 photo map. And then I'm going to grab this pink flower that already has the leaves attached. And then I'm going to look for this is, and then summer. So we're going to be looking for 2 sentiments. This is in summer. So I have this is right here. And I think they put the other side on the other one. Yep, it's going to be on this one with your numbers. So grab the summer off of that. It's going to go on the other page. Actually, we need a 4x4 and we need a 3x4 photo map. So let's grab the 3x4. And we are looking for, you know what, I'm just going to kind of put these down here rather than covering them up so that you can see these a little bit better. So we're looking for both of these flowers. One's going to be larger than the other, the pink one. Here is this one. That's the one that's going to get used on the left. Look, guys, we only have, oh my goodness. And while I'm here, I have a butterfly. So I'm going to grab that butterfly and I only have one left. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pop out that sun right now. Just going ahead. We've got one completely done. So I'm going to throw that away. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to set my sun off to the side. Can you believe it? We actually finished one full sheet. All right, I am having a little difficulty. Here it is. It's the one with the flip-flops. That's going to be your other one right here. So that's going to go right here. And then I need a yellow butterfly, which is going to be the small one. I'm going to use the little small one here off of this page, same one as my large flower. And then I just need this little strip right here with the different daisies on it. And that is going to come from our board. Nope, that is not the right one. Wrong one. Let's keep looking. It is this one right here. And all I have left is just this one border. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it out. And that makes two laser cuts that we have finished. All right, let's see. Got everything here. Got everything here. All right, let's start putting these pages together. Okay, so we're going to put the 4x4. We're just going to pop it right here. Not pop it. We're just going to glue it flat. We're going to do our 4x4 photo mat. We're going to glue it flat right in the center of our page. Then we're going to take that daisy band and we're just going to add a little colorful accent right here. Have it just along the border. All right, so go on ahead and out of the two, you've got the two hot pink flowers. You're going to take the smaller one, and that's the one that's going to go here in the upper left. I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. And I'm going to angle it, the leaves down a little bit. And then I'm going to put I'm just going to glue it flat right across the flower. Okay, so that page is done. We do have an acetate sheet we will be bringing back here in a little bit, but go on ahead, let's work on the other page. And I forgot one other thing. I want to tie in the rainbow effect on this page, so go on ahead and grab that border. And that is going to be the one with the strawberries. And you know what? I'm just going to go on ahead and pop out the last two, the strawberries, and then that last piece. That way I just have that piece, this one done. And so before we get started, let's go on ahead and glue our border along the right edge. Okay, so we got that on the right edge, and then go ahead, glue down your photo mat right in the center of your remaining space. Okay, so now I'm going to take this really large, beautiful pink daisy, and I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. And I'm going to have the leaves going up this time. So I'm going to have it kind of over here. And then my summer is going to get glued right across there, just right across the daisy. Okay, then I'm going to glue down. Now, if you want, you could pop these up. That would be cute too. I'm just going to glue them flat, the yellow and the orange flower. Have that one flying off to the right or to the left of my photo mat, and then the other one just a little bit on the photo mat. Right there. All right. Okay, so that is that spread. I'm getting this right side's filling lighter and lighter each time I flip a page. Okay, so now we're going to go to our green page with the multicolored daisies there. And so we're going to add a sun. Now there's going to be a couple of things to this sun. So let's go ahead and grab our photo mats. Grab a 3x4 and then the two 2x3 photo mats. We're getting less and less on our photo mats as well. So go ahead, I'm going to grab the 3x4 photo mat, the two 2x3s. Let's see, I need this daisy border, which is going to be right here. We've got lots of different borders here, so I'm going to pop that one out. And then we're also we're going to look for this rainbow daisy, which is right here. So we're going to grab the rainbow daisy, but I want to add some yellow. So it's a sentiment. So it's called Fun in the Sun, and it looks like a sun. So go ahead. It's going to be on your sentiments laser cuts. So pop that out. We're just going to put that right on top of our daisy. And then I need sunglasses, the blue ones, and then a yellow and a pink popsicle. So here is now there's two different sizes of the blue sunglasses. I'm going to take the larger one. And then here is my pink. Nope, that's the small one. I want to take the yellow one because then I'm going to take the pink, the large pink one. And that is going to be on the one with that had the watermelons. So you're going to grab that. And I think that's it. All right, so let's start putting this together. And I am just going to put that kind of right there in the middle. And I'm probably going to have it just a little bit over towards the left, just to allow some room for my border, my little daisy border on the right. So I'm going to glue this down flat as well. And then I'm going to glue my sun flat onto my rainbow daisy. And then I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals and put it in the upper left corner. All right, there we go. That's that page done. So let's go ahead and work on the other page. Now for the other page, we have our two 2x3 photo mats. So we're just going to position them roughly about right here. I do want to allow room in the lower right so I can fit both of those popsicles. And I want to allow in the upper left as well so I can fit my big blue sunglasses. Okay. And then I'm going to glue my pink popsicle. I'm going to glue it flat, and then I will pop up the yellow popsicle. And then my sunglasses, I'm going to put this up in the upper left, and I'm going to pop them up with dimensionals. How is everybody doing on their album? Like I said, we may all work at different paces. That's all right. We're just hanging out. We're making our album together. We may make it the same. We may make it different. And that is totally a-okay. All right, guys. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so let's turn to our kind of teal check or our green check page here. We're going to need a 3x4 photo mat. Then we're going to need this tag. It's like got green and pink, so the green and pink tag. Then you're going to look for this pink daisy strip, border strip. That is on this one, which means I don't, oh, no, that's not the right one. Not the right one. It's this one right here. I want this one. And all I have left on that is my blue square. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. That way we can finish this one up. Makes it a little easier to find our pieces. And then I need this tag. And this one actually has strawberries in the corner, but I'm actually going to pop up another set of strawberries. And let's see, I need strawberries. So I have here, I've got those strawberries. That's going to go up there. Then I have the basket of strawberries, so I'm going to pop that out. What else am I looking for? I'm looking for the blue flower. And that is going to be on this page that has those really big pink leaves. So that's it for that page. Then for this one, I'm going to need that square strawberry. So that's that strawberry square. Let's grab that. And then I'm going to take this. It's like a light pink oval. And it does have this little daisy here in the corner, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up with our other blue flower. And that is going to be off of this piece right here. And then we're going to need one long leaf. And that is going to be this one right here with the rainbow leaves. So let's go ahead and pop that out. I think I have everything I need. I think so. All right. Okay, so let's start off with our photo mat. Photo mat is going to go here towards the right, but I am going to leave a little bit of room to allow for my pink daisy border. I know we have been going an hour and a half. I told you this was going to be a long one. So if you need to stop, go take a break, you are welcome to do that. Come back, craft at your leisure. There is no rush on this. This is supposed to be fun, just fun, creative time, making something pretty. All right, so I'm gonna put that light daisy border there. Then I'm gonna take my tag and I'm gonna put it here in the lower left. And then I am gonna take and I'm gonna pop over my basket of strawberries. I'm just gonna pop it up with dimensionals just to give it a little height on that page right here. And then I'm going to take the other strawberries. I'm going to put them up here in the corner, in the upper left corner of my photo mat. And then I'm going to take my blue, my small blue flower, and I'm going to pop it up here in the corner. With a dimensional. I am using a mini dimensional on this one though, just so I can kind of tuck it in right there. All right, so that page is done. Let's go on ahead and let's work on the right side, the right layout. Now for the right layout, we are going to first, well, this is a little bit tricky. I'm going to show it to you. So what I do is I kind of do just a little bit of my leaves right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck them under part of the strawberry and then overlap the top of the strawberry. So let's start off first with adding the oval to our strawberry square. So let's do that first. And we're going to want our little daisy in the lower right corner because we're going to be covering it up. Let's go ahead, let's put that here. All right, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue down this one leaf here just to stabilize it while I am working on the rest. That way it's kind of one fluid piece. So I'm going to have it go right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this all down. I think that's the easiest way to do it. All right, so we're going to take, I'm just going to put it right here, kind of in the center. Here we go. All right, that worked out well. Just doing it one continuous piece. So what I'm going to do is I want to cover that daisy. So I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm just going to pop up that blue daisy and just put it right over right there. All right, that way we can cover that up, tie in our colors together, and that is our 2-page spread. Okay, guys, we have just a few more pages. Hang tight with me. Also, too, I want to let you know that if you want to stick around or if you need to go and come back, I am going to share with you the projects for my September craft along. It won't be as long. It's making 8 cards that are super easy. This is a very ambitious project that we're doing today just because there are so many pieces involved. So let's go ahead. Let's take out our 4x4 photo mat. Let's take out the 3x4 photo mat. Now we can finally take out these 2 pink large leaves that we keep coming up with, that we keep seeing. We're going to finally pop those out. They're finally going to find a home. So pop those out, and you know what I have left? I just have 2 small daisy flowers. So I am going to pop those out while I am here, and we have another piece that is done, that is finally finished. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for both of the daisies here. We have one that is blue with orange. Then we have one that is pink with orange. So I'm going to look for those 2. And they both happen to be on the same piece. So I'm going to grab to that one. That is the one with the blue. This is the one with the orange. But I also need this orange daisy as well. So I'm going to pop that out here. And all I have left on this is my rainbow. So I'm going to pop that out, and we're going to throw away another piece. There we go. All right, getting better. Going to grab the, let's see, I want to grab these 2 flowers. See if I can find those. That is going to be these 2 right here. That's going to be that piece in the lower corner, and then that's going to be the upper one. And while we're here, this last little late daisy, I'm going to go ahead and pop it out because we're going to put it right there. And another one's gone. I feel like it's queen. Another, what is it? Another one bites the dust. That's what's in my head right now. Okay, we're going to grab this moment. If I thought I could sing, I would sing it, but y'all don't want to hear me sing. Okay, so we're going to grab this moment. I think that's it. No borders, nothing like that. Okay, all right. Very good. Let me grab these, get these pieces out of the way. There we go. I'm gonna move it over here. Okay, it's getting a little heavy on one side. It's getting harder to move each time. All right, so we're gonna glue this right here in the middle. And we're going to put this right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this really long pink leaf. And it's just going to go along the left side of my photo frame. And then we're going to take our daisy flower. We're going to pop it up with dimensionals. I'm going to have it right here. And then I'm going to take this multicolor daisies, and we're going to also pop it up. And I'm going to have it going right here, kind of tucked right here in the corner. All right, and then I'm going to take the larger one of that cluster, and I'm going to have it up here in the upper right corner of the photo frame. Okay, so that page is done. So let's hop on over here to this side. We're going to take our 3x4 photo mat. We're going to glue it flat. And then we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to take the really long pink one. We're going to glue it flat on the right. And then grab your larger white daisy. Let's pop this up. I think I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. How is everybody holding up? I know this is like a marathon of a craft along. I feel like it's gotten really quiet. Okay, so we're going to put this in the lower right. And then I'm going to pop up the orange daisy. Kind of tuck it right underneath next to it, or tuck it right next to it. And then the last thing we're going to do here on this page is we're just going to put our sentiment this moment in the upper left corner of our photo mat. Okay, guys, that is that page, and I think we just have a couple of more left, just maybe 2 more double spreads, and then we are done for the day. All right. Oh, I know, it's quite a marathon today, but beautiful, beautiful mini album. So for this one, we're going to do what I call the ice cream page. And so we're going to need a 3x4 and a 2x3 photo mat. We're getting less and less. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I had one more thing I was going to add, and that was this little flower right here. And I am just going to glue it on top of my cluster of flowers. And the reason why is I just wanted to tie in these little daisies here, just tie in the colors a little bit. There we go. I'm just going to pop that up there in the corner. That's totally optional. You don't have to do it. Okay, so 2x3 and a 3x4 photo mat. It's going to go here. Then I am looking for, let me show these. We're going to look for the little hat. We're going to look for the large ice cream and a little sun. Let's see, that is not the right one. Do you know what? Right here, I did find this ice cream, so I'm going to pop that out while I'm here. Is there anything else I need? No, I do not. Okay, I do need these 2 leaves. We're going to actually take these yellow ones and we're going to just make them look like one long leaf. And again, I only have 1 leaf left, so I'm going to pop that one out. We're actually going to use this one on the front. So as you come to it, save it for the front because we're going to use the back side. Another one gone. Okay, so let's find the sun. Oh, here is that really tall ice cream. So grab that one. And the hat. There's the hat. I'm looking for the sun. I need that flower and I need that ice cream. Okay, here is this ice cream right here. Right here. Oh, nope, yeah. So I have the pink, that one, and a daisy. Oh, you know what? That daisy flower is right here. And then I need one more that's orange, a little orange daisy. Oh, here's the sun. I had popped it out earlier. And here is, okay, on this one right here, this is the sheet that has the rainbow leaves. We're going to pop out that orange daisy with the little orange center right there. All right, I think I've got everything. I only have a few pieces of laser cuts left. All right, so let's start off with the upper corner here. We're going to put this in the upper right. And then we're going to put this in the lower left. Okay, let me get that in view a little bit better. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to pop up our little sun hat. Pop it up with dimensionals. Put it up in the upper left of our photo mat. And then let's add our 2 ice creams. We're going to take that really long one, the big one. We're going to pop that up with dimensionals. Maybe a little mini dimensional at the cone just to stabilize it. And then I'm just going to put it right here in the corner. And then I'm going to take the sun. Now the sun, I'm going to put a little mini dimensional on just the one end and then a dab of glue on the other end just to help stabilize it when I put it on my ice cream cone. And I'm going to put it right here in the corner. All right, so that is it for that page. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on this page. Oh, I needed one more thing, and that is this label right here. So look for the label that's got the pink edging. And that is going to come off of this. So we're going to grab that and we're going to take that last one, that sunshine journaling, and we're going to pop that out and be done with this one. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to show you real quick. We're going to take and we're going to first glue down our yellow check leaves, and then we're going to add our elements. So let's go ahead. We're going to position these leaves in such a way they kind of do this. Okay, they're kind of both pointing towards the corners. That. And that right there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take and we're going to glue this journaling just right here in the center. And then where this intersection is of those two leaves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up that one larger daisy right here just to kind of bridge that gap there. And then I'm going to add my ice cream cone. I'm going to have the double layer. I'm going to have that double scoop. I'm going to have that flat just up here in the lower right. And then I'm going to pop up my single scoop. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little daisy flower right here in the corner. Pop it up with the dimensional as well. Again, I'm just trying to tie in all the colors so they kind of blend together. All right, I think this is it. I think this is our last one. This is probably my favorite, but it's also the most simple. So for this one, we're going to need two 2x3 photo mats and a 3x4 photo mat. We've got two 2x3s and one, and I think you have 4 remaining from that photo mat sheet of the 2x3s. So we're going to take that. Then we're going to take 2 of the daisies. Here's one of them. Let's find the small one. What did it go? It may. All right, I'm having trouble finding that one. All right. Maybe one. I thought I saw it just a moment ago. Let me go back through. Let me make sure I didn't misplace it somewhere. Okay. I don't remember popping it out. Okay. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. It was one I had popped out earlier. Okay, so we need these 2. And then we're going to need 2 leaves. And that's going to come off of this with our rainbow leaves. So we're going to grab 2 of those leaves to tuck under our daisies. And then we've got 2 butterflies and a sunshine. So here is the larger of the butterflies. And then there is the small one that's with the really big blue daisy there. And then sunshine. And that is going to come off of this piece right here. All right, guys. We are wrapping this up, and then I will share with you the next month's craft along, which is way easier than this, way easier. This is not hard, it just takes a little while to put together. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's grab our 2x3 photo mats. Let's glue them down. We're going to put one in the upper left and one in the lower right. But I do want to allow some room here to put those my daisy flowers. Now I don't want to put this down too far because I want my pretty daisies to show here in the bottom corner. So I'm just going to put it kind of a little bit high right there. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and let's do our 3x4 photo mat. That's going to go horizontally. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take dimensionals. We're going to pop up our daisies in the upper right here, or upper left, I mean. And then there's that smaller daisy that we're going to use, and we're going to put it right next to it. And then I'm just going to glue my leaves flat. And they're just going to be coming out. I'm just going to tuck them underneath, just so they're kind of coming out just a little bit. Okay, all right, so that page is done. The last thing we have to do is we're going to take our sunshine, and I need to move this because it is on my face is covering it. All right, so we're going to take our sunshine, and I'm going to have it go all the way to the edge, the right edge of the page. So we're going to add the sunshine, and then let's go on ahead and pop up our butterflies, have them flying around on this page. So I'm going to put one here on the right of the photo frame, and then I'm going to put the other smaller one. I'm going to have it coming off of the sentiment right there. All right, so that is our final layout. Now there is one more page, and I'm going to challenge you because there are lots of leftover pieces that you can use. So I would love to see how you design that page. I'm going to leave that one for you. Now we have the front, and remember the acetate pieces. Okay, so for the front, we're going to finish it up, and then we're going to add these acetate pieces. So I say let's go on ahead, put the acetate pieces in. So take one of them, make sure your hands are good and clean before you touch them. And we're going to open it up, and we're going to add this first acetate piece onto the front, and it just adds this really beautiful border around our little summer photo scene. Then we're going to add another one. We're going to kind of flip through, and our other one was, let's see, it was, where was that one? It is going to be right here on this rainbow page spread. So go on ahead, get to that page. And right here, and we're going to add the next acetate sheet right in here. So that's going to go right there, and it just makes such a pretty outline around your frame, and it just kind of lines up right here with the rainbow stripes right here on the right. I thought that was really fun. All right, so we have some extra pieces. Actually, we have a lot of extra pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this really large journaling label, which is this one right here. I'm going to take that, and then all we have left is that. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that out, be done with that. Then we're going to take a medium flower. And so we're going to take this medium flower, and then we are going to take these two flowers as well right here. We're going to take, it's kind of a medium daisy and a smaller daisy. We're going to take a butterfly. So I got an orange butterfly. I think I used yellow there, but you can use orange. And then we're going to take two leaves. Oh, I need the sun as well. So on this page, pop out the little sun. And then I need the two leaves. Now these leaves actually come from this right here, these multicolored check. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flip them over and we're gonna use the white side. So go on ahead and find those. All right, so let me go on ahead, and what we're gonna do now, the first thing you're gonna do is probably write down, before you put this down, write down what you wanna say, okay? But once you have that determined, then what you're gonna do is you can add this right here. You can pop it up, you can glue this flat. It's really your choice. I'm gonna have to move this out of the way and just look at it, and I'll show you and I'll walk you through it. I'm gonna pop mine up. We're just gonna pretend I wrote everything down. This is going to take quite a few dimensionals. So we're going to put this right here in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to tuck in. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop mine up with dimensionals. You don't have to. You could glue these flat, but I am going to add, I think I'm going to use mini dimensionals for these. And then, like I said, we're just going to tuck those under right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to have it coming out the other side. Again, I'm going to pop these up with dimensionals. Okay. Just going to tuck that under. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this really big, beautiful blue daisy. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. Now, because I already have dimensionals on this side, I am only going to put dimensionals probably on part of it. And then I'm going to add just a dab of glue just to help it with the overhang. So that is going to go right there. And then I am going to take the larger of the two daisies, and I'm going to pop them up with dimensionals as well. And I'm going to tuck it underneath right here. And then I'm going to take more dimensionals and I'm going to put that on top. Actually, just one dimensional. I think we'll do it. And pop that right there. And then I think the last thing, oh, wait, hold up. We're going to add on our little sunshine in the middle. You can put that up. I'm going to go ahead and pop mine up with a dimensional. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my butterfly and I'm going to pop it up with a dimensional as well and have it flying off in the corner. All right, guys. Woo! We did it. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes to spare. So I'm going to have to work fast. So anyway, I hope that you loved this project. It is a lot of pieces. There are still extra pieces. This is what I still have left over. So many pieces. I may go just a couple of minutes over. So anyway, there are still extra pieces. And I still have more over here. And then we still have lots of sentiment pieces. And also too, you have these two pockets. So using some, not all, but using some of the pieces I did have in the tutorial, just real quick instructions, how you can make these 5 cards. Now, the only thing that I really added is it's just basic, thick basic white cardstock for my card bases. I did foil these, but you could use your own sentiment stamps. And then I just sometimes would add a colored background to coordinate with them. So just really, really simple. You can use more of your extra pieces and you'll still have a ton of pieces left over. It was quite an extensive kit. If you don't have the Daisy Days mini album and you would like to order, you can order the kit from Stampin' Up. Come back, watch this video, design it how I did, design it differently. It's really up to you. Have fun with it. Now, I want to share with you September's craft along. It is so fun, and I want to give you a little bit of a background here. So I have a good friend. Her name is Heather Guerrero. She is a demonstrator in Colorado, and she is amazing with ephemera packs. She is the one that got me hooked on using ephemera packs for my kit, for my craft along kits. So I asked her, I'm like, well, Heather, why don't you and I just design a class together? So she and I did what we call a design share, where we each designed 4 cards using the Harvest Use Ephemera Pack. It is a new product that's coming out in September. And she just did such an amazing job. So I'm going to share those cards with you. Registration is currently open. So if you would like to sign up, you can do that. It is actually open right now. Look in the video description. But we're using the Harvest Use Ephemera Pack. It does come 2 sheets of each of these 2. They're sticker papers is what they are, but they're also they're laser cut. So you can just pop them out. So if you just want to pop them out and pop them up with dimensionals, you don't have to use them as stickers. So really fun autumn class. Then we paired it with a new stamp set called Framed and Fabulous. This is part of the second release of hot foil products coming out. But guys, you can buy just the stamp set. This is one of those really good sentiment sets that, you know, when you first start stamping, first thing you want is you want a good sentiment set. This is it. I love this Framed and Fabulous. This is an optional add-on that you can add to your kit if you would like to. But let me share with you the cards that we designed for you. They are so beautiful. I'm going to show you Heather's first. She just knows how to see these really beautiful ephemera and just really layer them so beautifully. So we did use an embossing folder, and I don't think I added that as an option in the kit, but I will, because it's a really fun set of 3 embossing folders that have different holiday themes. So these are the 4 that Heather designed. And that's the last one that she designed. She has such an eye for ephemera. It's gorgeous. And then these are the ones that I designed. So you're gonna make 8 cards total. This is a pretty easy class to do. You will need to cut ahead of time your designer series paper so that you have those ready. And you're gonna wanna have some ink pads. We use Mossy Meadow and Cajun Craze, but there are a lot of other colors. Early Espresso would be a great color to use for this class as well. The cost of this class, oh goodness, I think it's $57 shipped to you. Look at the registration link. Numbers are running through my head and I can't remember what number it was, but I'm pretty sure it's 57. After you are done making these 8 cards, this is what will be left in 1/2 of the ephemera pack, just these tiny, tiny little pieces, okay? But we did reserve the second set. I'm gonna send you a full pack of the ephemera. That way you have an extra set to make another set of cards if you want to, and you'll just have these little pieces left over. So if you would like to sign up for that, registration is now open. It does close on September 6th. I'm going to ask you to do me a really huge favor though this time. I have just a lot coming up that I need to get prepped and out the door in the next 2 weeks. So if you know that you are wanting to do the Harvest Use Fall Craft Along and you want to order that kit, if you could order it by August 31st, that would be huge for me so that I can order the supplies on September 1st when the catalog launches. That would really help me out tremendously. And that way I can make sure and get your kit to you in plenty of time for the craft along. Now the craft along, I don't even think I told you. It is going to be, like I said, I got dates and numbers running through my head. It is going to be on September 29th. So that is the last Tuesday of September at 2 o'clock Central Time. It'll probably roughly be about an hour, hour and a half for that one. I don't think it'll run as long. All right, guys, thank you so much for crafting with me today, hanging out with me. I hope that you love your Daisy Days mini album. And I will be back on Friday with my regular weekly live project at 3 o'clock Central Time. So I hope you'll hop back on and join me for that. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye, guys.